And now I'm going back to things that I don't like. I don't like.
Talk that. Play everything.
Couldn't you just leave a good thing alone? Hellraiser 2022 was directed by David Bruckner. David Bruckner is known for Night House, The Ritual, which is good. I actually like The Ritual, and Southbound. Alright, so we all know Hellraiser's an iconic character. One of my favorite horror characters. He's dreadful, and he's barely on screen. And that's what makes him dreadful, because his appearance is impactful. Acting as the main character, the iconic horror figure, playing Pinhead, She-Head, the dreadful Pinhead, the one who was supposed to make appearances here and there throughout the film, and when he does, it's supposed to be dread. This character in 2022, as we go to the blackboard, is played by Jamie Clayton, playing Pinhead. So they wanted to make Pinhead up to date, modern in this society. So they have made Pinhead genderless. And some say that is accurate according to the book, but I don't give two rats. Beep. That was a weak censor. Maybe I should do a real one next time. But before we go on to breaking down Pinhead, the differences, we're going to go on to the other main character, which is Odessa A. Zion, playing Riley. And Gorgon, I'm gonna chop his name up. Goran Vishjik, playing Roland, Playing Roland Voight, whatever. And this is exactly what this is. This film is whatever. No spoilers. This story is about an addict who struggles with certain addictions, and she stumbles upon a box. We all know Pandora's box, the labyrinth, the puzzle, the granter of wishes, when you can get to the ancient god and get your final wish. She gets entangled in this web because of her boyfriend, who is struggling. And they're both struggling financially, and they're trying to find a way in which they can make money. And he knows about a cargo that holds a locked safe in there with this item that he doesn't know about. And they proceed to break open the locker and take the item out, and their whole life changed for the better or for the worse. This is the premise of this Hellraiser 2022. This is another take to revive a series that didn't need resurrection. Hellraiser did not need resurrection if it was not going to be done properly. This is the original Hellraiser. I have the nice addition from Arrow 2K remastered, and also Hellraiser 2, also remastered. Wonderful, iconic horror films that every horror fan should watch. First of all, we have to get the elephant out of the room and talk about the portrayal of Pinhead. Listen, fail. I don't care what none of you out there say. It was an absolute pile of garbage, the representation of Pinhead. Pinhead of old was dread. Complete dread. The voice work, the actor, everything just fit. And when you saw him in rare appearances in the film, you were like, whoa. I don't want to hear nothing he has to say. You can barely believe him, because you know he's lying. This Pinhead is genderless. No, listen, I don't got nothing with that against that. Do your thing. But Pinhead in this modern age now, in its current setting, the way they did it, they need to throw that in the garbage. You need to bring back the original Pinhead. Facts. No dread. Looked like some preacher boy. Looked weak. Was cunning, though. I give this Pinhead that. Very cunning, and came off as very innocent. Whereas the other Pinhead was just dreadful. And I like that Pinhead more than this Pinhead. I don't like the way this Pinhead looked. It just looked absolutely corny. And I know a lot of you out there are liking, well, this Pinhead, was this and this. No, this Pinhead was terrible. and they needed to bring the original Pinhead back with all his manliness and dreadfulness that comes along with Pinhead. So, with that out of the way, and you know my hate for this new Pinhead, how was the movie in general? Well, I would say the acting overall from everybody was just okay. It was okay acting. They did their best with the roles that they were given. Not much depth to the characters. Almost like a teeny bopper type of horror film for this generation. It wasn't deep. It didn't really go deep into the sadistic or the despair of humanity and the real wants of humanity as deeply as I wanted the film to go. But it did play on the acquisition of power, which Roland played. He wanted power and he wasn't satisfied with the power because he reached the upper echelon and he wanted sensation because he had so much he did not really feel anything no more, and he wanted to feel and he felt. We'll leave it at that for no spoilers. So for the acting, it was all right. And the other big thing, the Cenobites. Cenobites were okay. They were okay. But like the days of old, I like the old look of the Cenobites. I like the practical effects of the Cenobites. I like what they tried to do by using their skin as the actual outfit, but to me, they just seem corny. I don't know. Does anybody out there agree with me that they just seemed corny? I just didn't like the aesthetics of the film. It wasn't as gruesome. It wasn't dread. It didn't have that dread like the old school had. And this is the reason why you cannot really redo classics. You got to leave them alone unless you're going to do them exactly the same and update, the overall look of it, bring the film work, make it modern. Make it modern. In modern times, I don't care. You didn't have to change a bleeping thing about the films. Just redo them. That's it. It would have been golden. But they didn't do that. They tried this story. And the story isn't bad. It isn't bad, but it just doesn't feel like Hellraiser. But it was an alright film. So what about pluses? I'm not going to just bash this film like it was completely garbage. It wasn't completely garbage. I like the way they showed the labyrinth. I like the way they showed the box. I like the way it moved and maneuvered and did its thing on its own like an actual puzzle box. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. I liked the gore was all right, but it wasn't on the level of what Hellraiser is supposed to be. I don't like the way they did cutaway kills. Didn't I say I want to say things that I like? And now I'm going back to things that I don't like. I don't like the way in the beginning of the film they cut away from kills. You don't cut away from the gore of Hellraiser. That was a terrible decision in the beginning, and it made it start off very slow. Didn't like that. You know what I didn't like? When Pinhead appeared and there was no dread, it just looked like a little boy just chilling with some pins in his head. Terrible design on the half of Pinhead. Terrible design on the half of the Cenobites. Everything wrong there. All right, now let me get back to some positives about this film. I like the cinematography. I like the way it was filmed. I like the look of overall of it. That was cool. I like the sound effects. That was good. The music, that was good. All of that was good. Story was all right. We've watched some bad Hellraisers, and this is by far is not one of the worst Hellraisers, but it's by far nowhere close to the best Hellraiser. Just get that out of the way before you watch this, and then maybe you'll enjoy it. So, me comparing this Hellraiser to 1 and 2, I would put this, out of all of the Hellraisers, I would say this is number 3. I would say right in order. Watch Hellraiser 1, excellent. Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser 2022. You know what? I'm going to put it in the 4th place. Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser 3, and then Hellraiser 2022. And I just hope that they can expound upon this and make it better, because the story was all right, and feel like they can correct all of that and just bring it back to the gruesome nature of how Hellraiser is supposed to be and bring back an original looking Hellraiser, damn it. Please, I'm begging you. You are starting to go in the right direction with this one. You're going in the right direction, but not quite. It's not quite. You're not quite there. You're a little bit off. Don't do Pinhead dirty. Please. If you do, please. If you do another Pinhead, don't do Pinhead dirty. Ever again. He's crying out in the labyrinth, saying he wants back. He needs a redo in the original fashion in which he was created and formed. So we're going to go ahead and see what the reviews on Rotten Tomato is. 68%, IMDb 6.2%, Metacritic 57%, 71% liked this movie. So what does Play Everything Now say about this movie? This movie gets a solid 6. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and the notification bell. And if you want to enjoy Hellraiser, be sure to watch the old ones, Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2, and Hellraiser 3. And then you can watch Hellraiser 2022. Alright, so enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.